Happy afternoon to one and all gathered here. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this tech series. On behalf of the esteemed trustees, the management, our respected principal, the heads of the departments, our dedicated faculty members, and the vibrant student community. We are truly honored by your valuable presence as we come together to celebrate the spirit of innovation, explore emerging frontiers in technology, and cultivate a rich environment of knowledge sharing and collaboration. May this edition of the Tech Series ignite inspiring conversations, fuel creative thinking, and pave the way for groundbreaking ideas that shape a better tomorrow. Success is no accident, it is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you're doing. Towards fulfilling the above objective, the Dharma Naidu Educational and Charitable Trust established the SA Engineering College in the year 1998 in accordance with the general policy of the government of Tamil Nadu to give high priority to technical education. The college maintains high standards of education by providing a wide array of world class academic facilities, employing highly qualified and experienced faculty members, and creating an ambience conducive to quality education. The college offers 11 undergraduate courses and 4 postgraduate courses in engineering, Master of Computer Application MCA, and Master of Business Administration MBA. The college is well planned and well designed, built with more than 4 lakh square feet of constructed area. The aesthetically designed campus has ultra-modern facilities with separate academic wing for each department, administration block, laboratories and workshops, state-of-the-art computer labs, spacious classrooms, well-stocked library, conference hall, seminar hall for each department, canteen, dining hall with hygienic kitchen, playgrounds, and separate hostel for boys and girls. We have come together to celebrate, uplift, and recognize the exceptional young talent among us. Now, a video will be presented which highlights the Department of Information Technology.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very happy to welcome you all to the Tech Series 5.23 on software testing tools organized by the Department of Information Technology. Our department focuses on software development, web technologies, data science, and networking. We regularly conduct events like symposiums, workshops, guest lectures, and conferences 12 students stay updated with the latest trends in technology. As a part of that, we are very glad to welcome our guest speaker, Ms. Sharmi, software developer at Webyless Infotech. We are excited to learn from your experience in ERP and web development. I also welcome all the staff members and students. Let's have a great session together.
Thank you, ma'am. I think my screen is visible to everybody. Okay, let me start. Today our topic is software testing tools. So before getting into the topic directly, software testing tool na என்னன்ட்டு டைரக்டா போய் பார்க்கறதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து சாஃப்ட்வேர் டெஸ்டிங்னா என்ன, அது எதுக்காக வந்து ஒரு ஐடி டிபார்ட்மெண்ட், ஒரு ஐடி பேக்ரவுண்ட்குள்ள ஏன் சாஃப்ட்வேர் டெஸ்டிங் அப்படின்றது வந்து இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் அப்படின்றத பத்தி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பார்த்துட்டு அப்புறம் சாஃப்ட்வேர் டெஸ்டிங் டூல்ஸை பத்தி கொஞ்சம் பார்க்கலாம். ஓகே, ஸோ சாஃப்ட்வேர் டெஸ்டிங்னா இப்போ வந்து ஒரு எண்ட் யூசர்ஸ் கிளைண்ட் கிட்ட இருந்து ரெக்குவயர்மெண்ட் வாங்கி அவங்களோட ரெக்குவயர்மெண்ட்டை ஃபுல்ஃபில் பண்ணி நம்ம வந்து சாஃப்ட்வேர் வந்து ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணுவோம். பட் அந்த சாஃப்ட்வேர் வந்து கரெக்டா அந்த யூசர்ஸோட ரெக்குவயர்மெண்ட்ஸை வந்து ஃபுல்லா ஃபுல்ஃபில் ஆயிருக்கா அப்படின்ட்டு செக் பண்ற ஒரு ப்ராசஸ் தான் வந்து சாஃப்ட்வேர் டெஸ்டிங் அப்படின்ட்டு சொல்லுவாங்க. அவங்களோட ரெக்குவயர்மெண்ட்ஸ் ஃபுல்ஃபில்லா மட்டும் நம்ம கொடுத்துருக்கோமா அப்படின்ட்டு செக் பண்றது மட்டும் இல்லாம பக் ஃப்ரீயாவும் இருக்கணும் அந்த சாஃப்ட்வேர். ஸோ இந்த இது ஒரு எண்ட் யூசர்ஸ்க்கு அவங்களுக்கு தேவையான சாஃப்ட்வேரை கரெக்டா ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணும் அப்படின்ற ரீசனுக்காக சாஃப்ட்வேர் டெஸ்டிங் அப்படின்ற ஒரு மாடியூல்குள்ளேயே வரும். ஸோ ஏன் வந்து சாஃப்ட்வேர் டெஸ்டிங் வந்து ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் அப்படின்ட்டு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, அசே ஒரு எண்ட் யூசர்ஸ்க்கு வந்து அவங்களுக்கு வந்து ரொம்ப ஃபீசியபிளா இருக்கணும் அந்த சாஃப்ட்வேர், அண்ட் தென் ரோபஸ்டா இருக்கணும், ஸ்கேலபிளாவும் இருக்கணும் அவங்க யூஸ் பண்றதுக்கு. ஸோ சாஃப்ட்வேர் டெஸ்டிங்குள்ள வரும்போது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து மெயினா வந்து கான்சென்ட்ரேட் பண்றது வந்து பக்கை வந்து ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்றது தான். ஸோ டெவலப்மெண்ட் ஃபேஸ்ல வந்து நிறைய பக்ஸ் வந்து விட்டுருக்கலாம். அந்த பக்ஸை வந்து ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ற ஒரு டியூரேஷன் வந்து நம்ம இந்த சாஃப்ட்வேர் டெஸ்டிங்ல வந்து கிடைக்கும். ஸோ டெவலப்மெண்ட் ஃபேஸ்ல என்னென்ன பக்ஸ்லாம் வந்து விட்டுருக்கோ அதை டெஸ்டிங் பீரியட்ல கண்டுபிடிச்சி அந்த பக்ஸை வந்து ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்றதுக்காக சாஃப்ட்வேர் டெஸ்டிங் அப்படின்றதுக்குள்ள போவோம். அடுத்து வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா குவாலிட்டி. ஸோ சாஃப்ட்வேரோட பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் வந்து ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். இப்போ வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா நாங்க வந்து இஆர்பி சாஃப்ட்வேர்ஸ் வந்து பண்ணி தரோம். இஆர்பி சாஃப்ட்வேர்ஸ் என்னும் போது தே ஆர் அ கைண்ட் ஆஃப் அ பில்லிங் சாஃப்ட்வேர்ஸ் அண்ட் இட் ஆல்சோ இன்க்ளூட் சம் ஃபினான்ஸ் லைக் ஸ்டப்ஸ். It also includes some finance like stuffs. So at that time when people are trying to entering billing into a software, they will be they want to be more faster. So to get into that, we in software testing we also include ensure the quality of the software, and the third main point is verifying the correctness. Yeah. Because when the client give all the requirements, but the requirements are satisfied or not will be checked in this phase of software testing. So in this phase we will check whether the software is correctly developed and it is performing well and it have been accepted all the requirements given by the client, and improve user satisfaction by reliable and smooth applications. Yeah. End of the day, the software we are building is to satisfy the end users, right? The end users might be feel scalable and to be more reliable about using the software what we are providing. So these are the main purpose of moving into the software testing. And so software testing, before entering into the software testing, these are the biggest step which is followed by many MNC companies. First, that is the software development life cycle, which involves us the main 7 stages. And you people have been get it from your way of studying, like yeah, when you people are entering into the IT field, you may see these kinds of stuffs in your books and in your semesters. But we think it may be not used in the industry standard, but it have been using in the industry. First, the main steps is requirement gathering. So we will go to the client place directly, and we will gather the requirements from the client, like what kind of softwares they are needed, or what kind of things they need to involve in the software. So it may be an logistic. When it comes to an logistic, it depends upon the transfer of the goods and services. So they are thinking the software should be reliable to this kind of stuff. Or into the, when we go to the medical fields, they will maintain all the medical items. So they are thinking the software should be include all this kind of stuff. So requirement analysis or requirement gathering is a very important step in the software development life cycle. So in this phase only, we will bring the software into a main development, fully development. After understanding the requirements, we will be defining the things what we gathered from the client. Yeah. They will give only the input, we need this, but we didn't put directly the logics into the development phase. We need to first maintain a proper blueprint. So the blueprinting phase of the software will be coming under the defining phase. Here we will defining, okay, it is in a logistic company, so they will need some goods transport area, they will need some inventory management system. So at this phase, we will define what the client peoples are needed from their software. So after defining, we will make a common blueprint in this defining phase. But coming into the designing phase, it is very important. After the designing phase, only the coding part will be started. So we will start designing. In this designing phase, we will implement all the logical things. In addition to that, we will not only concentrate on the logical things. We also need a catchy and a flashy softwares to the client, which will be attracted by them, which will be needed to used by them into their business. So designing phase is very important. After the designing phase, the coding phase will be start, which is a very crucial one. In this coding phase, all the logical implementations have been done. Not only the logical implementation, it will be the replications of the designing phase too. In this phase, the software will be started developing from the developing by the developers. In which all the logical and the catchy things should be accomplished in the coding phase. And the fifth important phase is the testing. In the coding phase, we will make the logical things, and we will just replicate the designing phase of the software. We will only concentrate on that. But when coming into the testing phase, the people are called as testers, project associates, or they may be named in some other things. So the people have to be very concentrate about the logical things of the software, and the other end they have to test the designing and the coding of the software. Whether the software have been satisfied all the designs and all the validation and all the logical things. And not only it involves just the logical things, it also um, when it come when it coming to see about in the company phase, they not only see the user interface, they also see the back end connectivity and the storing of the all the stuffs which have been put it from the UI. So in the testing phase is very crucial things. Here people are not only just concentrate on the UI bugs and not only the performance, they also concentrate on the storage of the UI. And in the deployment, after the testing phase, the deployment will be done. This is the software will be hosted in the live domain, and the end user started using the software. And the maintenance, after completion of the old software, not we will give the software directly to the client. It will come into the main phase called as a maintenance, which is one of the crucial part in the MNCs companies, because how they work harder for the development of the software, as the same way they have to work harder for the maintenance of the software. In the maintenance of the software, they only not include what kind of stuffs which have been given into the software is correctly worked or not. That is, the client people may not only say the software has been worked correctly, the software is working as the way we requirements, what the software needs to satisfy more and more. And coming to software testing, there are two important types of testing. One is manual testing, and the other one is automation testing. So many companies are moving into an automation one, because manual testing is only performed by the humans. Yeah, we people have to check each and everything in the form, whether the button is working correctly, whether the pop-up is coming in the correct time, whether the validation to the input is working correctly. So all the things which have to be checked manually by the testers. So, and it also a slower one, because when it is coming to a person who is checking all the stuffs, whether if a form is consists of a 20 field, the tester have to be check each of the fields is working, and each of the fields is fulfilling the client requirement, and the data is storing correctly. So when considering manual testing, it may be a slower and also in a labor intensive process. Flexible and better UI and UX. Yeah. When coming to a manual testing, the peoples may compare the designing and the development of the software. In this phase, they will compare how whether the coding has implemented all the stuffs in the designs, and here no coding is needed. While moving on to the automation testing, it's fully performed by the tools and the scripts. Here the people have to know some scripting knowledge, because in the automation testing it's fully performed by the tools, and they need to have some scripting stuffs, and it is faster and more repeatable. Yeah, when coming to manual testing, when the people are testing a form, when there is some bug, they will give to the developer, and the developer will fix the bugs, and it again come to the testing phase. So, and again the person have to check from the form, starting from the field 1 to field n. So when coming to automation testing, we will given a script and we will allocate the tools we will allocate the tools to perform what kind of testing which have to be done when a bug is arises. It go to a development phase. The developer will fix the bugs and it come to the testing phase. And the most repeated work has been and the most repeatable work is negligible here, and it is better for large kind of application and repetitive test casing checking. Okay, so many of the MNC companies will follow certain methodology how to check their softwares. They not only concentrate on the designing phase and the testing phase in and whether the software has fulfilled all the requirements given by the clients. They also depends upon the methodologies in which they are testing. Here it is a agile methodology, which is one of the main methodology followed by many of the MNCs companies here in software testing. In agile methodology, okay, let you explain with an example. When coming into a medical field, it have been involved as several kinds of modules there. Uh, yeah, maybe some person come and just get the tablet and go out. Maybe some persons come and get all the kinds of checking, and then they will raise a bill and then go out. And some people and here they have to manage some kinds of records. How many persons have to become, how many people are working in their hospital, and they need to maintain all the things. So while developing it into a software, it became a very biggest one. So there may be several modules in the softwares, like they will maintain some of the pharmacy kinds of things in separate module, and they will maintain some of the scan kind of things in separate module, and they will some customer things and the products which have been buying from others have been maintained as a separate modules. And how many people are working in their hospital, and the salary providing concepts, all it have been grouped and maintained as a separate modules. So depending upon the client and their business, the software will be divided into many kinds of modules. So as like I said, when coming into an hospital management, so they have to first give their they have to know how many kinds of employee is working under their hospitals, and when the employee starts joining, they have to maintain the documents of the employees, and also they have to generate their salaries for the employees, which have been come under a single module. So they will group it under a single module. So this single module will be checked first. When a big software is there, they will split the softwares into small chunks, and they will check each modules separately. So when the separate modules is work correctly, and they will join the two modules and check the connectivity between the two modules. So as like an hospital is there, a doctor is working in the hospital, and the doctor will also see the people who are coming with some infections, or and he will see the patients who is coming to him. So here we can see it composed of two different kinds of stuff. One, the doctor is in the hospital, and he is he is coming under the hospital staff, and he also performing like seeing the patients, and seeing the patients like the stuffs are done, and the patients will pay the bill to the doctor, what the patients have to become from. So So like this, different modules are there. When each module is working correctly, and they will connect the two modules and check the two modules is working whether correctly or not. What I'm coming to say is, in agile methodology it will be working like that. They will divide the whole softwares into modules and check each and individual module whether it's working properly or not, and then combine whether the individual modules is working correctly, and they will combine the two modules into a single module, and then again check whether the combined modules are working correctly. So at the same phase, when the bugs are arises, they will give to the developer is fix the bugs parallelly, and the testing phase is done parallelly. Here in agile methodology, both the development phase and the testing phase have been done parallelly. So why it is used in most of the companies, when the project is too large and the timeline is too short, or they are nearing into the timeline. So this kind of methodology is followed by the many companies to provide the software to the end users in a quick time and make it more reliable to the end users. Yeah, as I say, in agile methodology, a development phase is done and a testing phase is done. In the testing phase, the bugs are arises. It will come again into the development phase. The developer will fix the bug, and the testing phase is also run parallelly. So here, in this, each modules have been checked separately. Here, in which there maybe arises a confidence in which these modules have been worked correctly. This module is have some bugs. We have to fix the bug, and then this module will work correctly. So when dividing the whole software into chunks, they might be know which are the places will perform correctly and perform reliable, which are the places that may not perform correctly and that may not perform reliable. And when under this testing, there are two important types, that is functional testing and non-functional testing. So functional testing is fully depends upon the validating features, yeah, based on the requirements. So in functional testing, it's fully checked whether the software is ready and it meets all the requirements given by the client, and the requirements given by the client are working properly and logically and bug free reliably. And then non-functional testing, it fully depends upon the performance and the usability. So in non-functional testing, they not fully check in non-functional testing, it not get into the part of the logical things. It only get into the part like whether the software is performing correctly, and it working faster, and it taking the load more, and it crashing somewhere. So in non-functional testing, it fully depends upon how the software works and the performance of the softwares, and how kind of load the software may withstand up to. So in non-functional testing, it fully depends upon the performance and the scalability of the software. So in coming to, when we are moving to functional testing, we need not to concentrate about um, the performance of the software and the reliability and scalability of the software. In functional testing, it fully depends upon the logical part, whether the logics are worked perfectly, whether the save part is working correctly, all the data are correctly saved in the backend and fetching to the UI. So in non-functional testing, is fully depends upon the logical things, but in functional testing, it depends upon the performance. So to check the performance of the software, we need to segregate into a different types. That is unit testing. So in unit testing, the individual form should be tested here, like likewise, agile methodology. In agile methodology, how we chunks the whole softwares into a smaller one, and we are checking how each modules is work. As like in unit testing, it will perform. In unit testing, it's like each block of codes will be tested whether it satisfies all the conditions and all the logical parts, while coming to the save part whether it's saving correctly or not. And integration testing, integration testing, it between the connectivity between the two modules. So as I say, a doctor is working in an hospital and he is seeing the patients. So it when it coming into the software, we have to differentiate it into two types. When a person is coming working into an hospital, he will be considered as a staff to that hospital. So it will be segregated in like an HR part. So seeing the person details, the person salary, and the person is seeing the patients, right? So when patient is coming, you have to visit the patients and treat him, like, and the billing will be raised against the patient. In that, the doctor will be signed which he was treated the patient, like that. So here it fully depends upon the connectivity and the interaction between the two modules are working correctly. And then the system testing. In system testing, the entire application is test whether the entire application is working correctly or not. It has fulfilled all the requirements and all the logical things performed in the coding part. And UAT. UAT testing will be done by the end user. That is, the client will done the UAT testing. UAT is nothing but user acceptance testing. Whether the client will check whether the software satisfies all the needs which have been provided by them, all the requirements as provided by them, and whether the software is looking to whether the software is satisfies all the things for their business. So the client will check and they will review the software. Depending upon the review, the software is coming under into the maintenance section. And regression testing. Regression testing is nothing but when a changes is done into a software, then the whole software will be tested. So as like I said, when a tester is testing, when a bug is came, then it go into a development phase, and again the tester will start from the one input to field to n input fields. So it will be repeated work will be done after changes whether all the fields are working correctly or not. Smoke and sanity testing. Here it's just a quick testing whether the software is satisfies all the logical parts, and whether the data is saved correctly will become under the sanitary testing. And in sanitary testing, they also confirmed all the requirements given by the softwares are there in their software, and all the modules are present properly, and all the modules are integrating with each other properly. So all kind of testing will coming under this sanitary testing. So here we are moving into our topic, software testing tools. Why software testing tools is important in the development of a SDLC lifecycle. So software testing tools is very important because nowadays every people will want to get the softwares immediately, and they need to work on it immediately. They need to interact with the software immediately. So to make the software process more faster, here we are entering into the software testing tools concept. With the help of this software testing tools, the most repetitive work will be less dear, and finding the bug will make easier. Automating the test, we will just fix the tool to work how it need to test, and we will make a script how it need to test. So how many kinds of bug will be coming in while checking? It will go into the development phase, and the developer will fix the bug, and it come into this testing phase. So repeated work will be minimized here. Uh, when when a manual test when manual testing is done, the people will testing manually, starting from, as I said, from the in the form, from starting from the one input to the end input. It may take more time, and it is a repetitive task, right, to perform. So to automate such kind of things, we are moving into the software testing tools, and not only we are using the software testing tools for testing the software. Here we are also maintaining the reports, and and we also checking, and we also providing the test cases how a form should be checked, what kind of how it need to be checked. When coming into a mobile input fields which required only mobile number, it should accept only numbers, right? So at there it should accept some of the characters, which is wrong, correct? When mobile number means, it should accept only the number patterns. So here in we also write the test cases, what the input field should accept, and it also check whether the input field is accepting correctly or not, and ensures the software quality too. uh, when coming to manual testing, we people may check the UI and the logical parts, and saving the backend correctly. Sometimes we'll miss some kinds of bugs, right, when coming to manual testing. But when moving into an automation testing, which is performed by software tools, it will provide us the quality of the software. We may not leave any kinds of bug, not 100 percentage, but 95 percentage. We will clear all kinds of bugs. So we will see what kinds of tools is which have been used by many MNCs companies for software testings, and in both manual testing and automation testing. So when coming into manual testing, Jira, which is one of the most popular to used by many companies, in this tool, the people will assign the task to the colleagues, like the which means a developer. They will test the software, and if there is a bug, they will screenshot it and add the bug into it, and and they will tag the developer here, that a notification will send to a developer that they have been received a bug from the testers. Then the developer will open it and reply to that. So Jira, not only for bug tracking, it also for a task management. Here we can see several kinds of reports which have been given to the developers from the day one of the software development to the end of the software development. So not only here we maintain the task management, it also consists of all kinds of test cases, how a form should be validated, what kinds of test cases which have been used to checking the software, kinds of stuff we also manage here. And Bugzilla, as like Jira, the Bugzilla, it is Sorry, there is a network issue from my side. So TestLink, as like Jira, TestLink, here we also will maintain all the test cases for the developers and how we need to test the applications. Yeah, when as I say earlier, automation testing. Why we are moving into an automation testing? For a speed and an accuracy, and to stop the repetitive work performed by the people every day. So when coming into an automation testing, many people will know the word Selenium, so which is one of the popular testing tool have been used by many companies for an web automation. So here it allow the people to test their softwares by setting up the scripts and the tools. they they can manage by testing the software, and it is one of the cross browser platform which can be used many kinds of platforms like Chrome, Firefox, and moving to another software tool, Postman. So Postman is an developer friendly tool which is mostly used by the developers for an API testing. So in API testing, what kind of testing will be performed? Like it will check the two different system softwares, whether they are communicating each other correctly by using this API. So here the Postman is used. It plays the main roles, whether the request is coming correctly, the response is going correctly, and whether it receives the required data from the API, which all test under this Postman and JMeter. So while developing a software, not many people will focus on the logic and saving of the data. They mainly focus on the performance and the how kind of load the software will take, and what kind of load the software will withstand, which is a most important thing while developing in a software to track the load. So JMeter is one of the performance testing tool, and it is also an open source one, which is most widely used for testing the performance and load of the softwares. So as like we are using Instagram, right? When multiple people are started logging at the same time, the Instagram is working correctly. It consists of many load, more than many people are involved into the social media and using this app. It may consist of many load. So before the software is hosting into an live, people first check whether it is balancing the load, and when there is many more load, it is performing correctly. So we people are providing ERP softwares, right? So it mostly fully depends upon the billing phase 2. So when billing, it may be need to be much faster. We not stand in front of the billing counter for more up to 5 to 10 minutes, right? So as like the software, it needs to work, it need to be more softer, more faster, and the entries has to be work more faster. So to check the software is working, to check the software in performance, the JMeter is one of the best tool to check the load balancing and stress. And RPM, Appium is one of the mobile testing tool which is used uh, for both Android and iOS. So some tools are specifically used for Android and some tools are specifically used for iOS app. So most people will not prefer like kinds of tools. When coming to Appium, which is most usable for both Android and iOS. So for testing mobile applications, Appium is one of the best tool. And CI/CD integration, which is not only people are depending of buying the tools, they also started implementing tools in the cloud, right? Nowadays CI and CD integration, which is booming out in the software technologies. So in by using the CI and CD integrations, the people are testing their softwares and check the efficiency of the software too. So before ending, I have to show you something. In manual testing, I mentioned the name Jira, right? So this is how the UI of an Jira will look like, and it is an open source software provided by the company Atlassian. Uh, we can create an account up to 10. Here we can manage all kinds of stuffs. So it consists of all kinds of we can easily filter out the projects here and the task given by the people. So very user friendly tool, Jira. It maintains all kinds of report. When people want to make the report from the start of the project to end of the project, they will maintain all it in this Jira tool, which is one of the user friendly and very efficient too. Here we can add our new projects, and whether we are creating a task or we are just keeping it in a note, it shows us an options. And yeah, when we are assigning a task, it will show like the status. In with the help of this status, we are check whether the task is in a progress way, or the task has been done, or the task which had not be viewed by the assigned developers or not. And here we can give some of the summary about the bug we have been seen, or the test cases that we have to be noted, like so, and which are also used to create a plan. So when coming into a company, the plan is very important to move the software to the end users. So in Jira, we can also create a plan from the initial phase of the software to the end phase of the software. So you people also try this. Not only which have been used for Jira has been used for software testing. Here you can add your day-to-day plans, and whether you are you can see the reports whether you are completed or the plans or not. So not only for an IT kind of stuffs. Other than that, we also used the Jira for our personal use to track our schedules, to track our learning, to track our skills too. So yeah, thank you.
I would like to thank our guest speaker, Ms. Sharmi, for joining us today and sharing her knowledge on software testing tools. Your words were truly informative and inspiring. I also thank our respected staff members and all the students for making this session a success. Before we end, we kindly request all the students to attend the quiz we have provided. Also, don't forget to fill out the feedback form. E-certificates will be provided for only those who complete both the quiz and the feedback. Thank you all.
The link for quiz as well as the feedback will be available in the chat box. So make use of that. As we conclude today's session, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude on behalf of SA Engineering College to each and every one of you for joining us on this virtual platform. Your presence and participation have truly added value to the event. A special note of appreciation goes out to all the participants for your enthusiastic engagement and meaningful interaction. Throughout the session, your active involvement made this event a resounding success. We would also like to sincerely thank the heads of the departments of CSE, ECE, Mechanical, Civil, EEE, CSBS, Cybersecurity, VLSI, AIDS, and AML for their unwavering support and collaboration. Wishing Wishing you all a very best in your future endeavors. May your journey ahead be filled with success and continued growth. Thank you, one and all, and have a wonderful day. Students, those who attended the quiz can leave the session.